One of the major things that kind of challenge me is that I have so much on my plate. And I have been using the tool, the placemat, for a while, and it's a lot of relief where I can turn things over. And
you've been listening to us talking all day about the balancing of energy.
yes.
And it's easy to understand in and out, in and out, in and out. In other words, focusing on something which attracts the energy to flow toward it. Mm-hmm. So the thing that hinders most people is a shortage awareness. And it's usually shortage of time, shortage of money, shortage of knowledge, shortage of something that I want, something that I believe I need before I can feel better. There's a steady stream that's flowing to you, a stream of abundance, a stream of clarity, a stream of helpfulness, a stream of good ideas. In other words, there's no ending of that stream flowing. You've just got to figure out how to stop the stifling or stop the hindering of the stream. So when you have so many things on your plate, meaning so much to do, and only so many hours to do it, then what's the remedy? Well, the remedy is to take some things off your plate. But you can't do that because you've already parlayed your life up to that. So another remedy would be to get more to help you. Well, that's not really the answer either, because they can't come until your vibration gets into the place of alignment that allows the right ones to come. So what is a viable answer if you've got too much on your plate? Too much on my plate. What are you reaching for in order to bring it into balance? You want more leverage. You want more clarity. You want more agility. You want more resources. You want more assistance. You want more help. Where do I get the help that's going to help me deal with the too much that I've got on my plate? Where do I get it? And we say, well, it's going to come in lots of places, and it's going to come through lots of people, and it's going to come with lots of ideas, but it's going to come from that flow. So life causes you to put into your vortex all of the things that you want. And then they start flowing and you get too much on your plate because you want them before you're up to speed with them. When your desire is really, really strong, you'll summon stuff. But when your desire is strong and you're not in alignment with that desire, the stuff you summon is a bumpy ride. So you really don't want to fill your plate up when you're out of balance. But what do you do when you've already got a plate that's filled up that's out of balance? What do you do? If we can convince you to start with the premise that you are vibrational and that energy is abundant and available to you, and that it's only your mindset that allows the flow or doesn't, and that a feeling of overwhelmment is because there is a pinching off and a not allowing of the energy to flow. So if you start there, the processes that we offered, like the placemat process, when you've got too much to do, simply say, I don't have to do all of this today. Everything that's on my plate does not require my attention today. And my telling myself that it all has to be done right now or there will be big trouble is just self-inflicted and unnecessary personal abuse. I don't have to do that to myself, because the truth of it is all of this does not rise to the same level of importance, and all of it does not need to be tended to by me today. Some of it will work itself out. Some of it needs to be tended to by me today. Some of it is more urgent than others. I have the ability to prioritize, and in prioritizing, I'm going to take these things that I need to tend to and these other things that I don't need to be tended to. Right now, right here, this red hot minute by me, I'm going to set aside for some future involvement with something. But right now, this is where my focus is. And immediately, as you pull those things that matter the most, you feel better, because this is not overwhelming. This is not unmanageable. This is not undoable. This is absolutely possible. Not only is it possible, it's interesting. Not only is it interesting, it feels good when it flows. Not only does it feel good when it flows, but now that I have taken the burden of the world off my shoulders and set it over there to be tended to later, and I've focused upon the only thing that I need to do right now, now I'm being infused with some clarity and some energy and some ideas, and now I'm tending to it in a more efficient way than I have. Now what's next? What's next? Hey, I'm at the end of my list. What else? How now would I like to fill my time, you see? You keep thinking that You've got all these things that you have to do, which deprive you of having the time to do the things that you really want to do. And that really is a flawed premise. That isn't true at all, because you know how you got all of those things on your list that you think you need to do? By sifting through contrast and putting them in the vortex. When you are tuned into this powerful energy, you never have the feeling that you have too much to do. You are empowered by the flow of it. If you could see yourselves as conduits or vessels through which this energy is flowing, and see the energy as flowing rather than getting balled up, that's what the feeling of overwhelmment is. It's energy that you've summoned that you're not allowing to flow. Because you say things like, I have too much to do. I don't have enough resources to do it. Somebody else has done something inappropriate and has made my list too long. Somebody's not been taking care of business. In other words, there's always negative emotion attached to the thought that is the slowing of the energy. Isn't it interesting that everything that you bring up, no matter what it is, we tell you it's all about the same thing. You ask for energy and therefore summoned it, but you're thinking a thought on a pretty regular basis that isn't letting the energy that you've summoned flow. So we think for the next 10 years, everyone who came into the seminar, who came to the chair, who said, Abraham, blah, 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 blah. If we would say, we love you very much, but you've summoned energy that you're blocking. Next. Abraham, blah, 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 blah. And we would say, you've summoned energy that you're blocking. And after a while, someone would say, how do I know that I've summoned energy that I'm blocking? We would say, because you feel negative emotion. Because if you hadn't summoned energy that you're blocking, you wouldn't feel any negative emotion. Well, how would I know that I've summoned energy that I'm not blocking? Well, you'd feel positive emotion. That's it. That's the whole thing. Life causes you to summon, and if you don't block it, you'll have fun. Seems like there should be more. We know it seems like it, but there isn't. You can apply it endlessly. You can apply it to relationships. You can apply it to money. Apply it to everything, but that's all there is. Life is going to cause you to summon because it causes you to ask. And Source is going to goose up the flow. In other words, when you ask, oh boy, is it given? So what would you say is the predominant skill that you would apply if you've summoned energy that you are blocking? What is the most viable, obvious, easiest to apply tool that you could offer right here, right now? What is it? Go general.
Go general.
So you're not going and getting it, you're letting it flow. So how could you let it flow? In other words, let go of the stranglehold. Right. So what do? Well, relax a little bit. You moved your body a little bit. You feel some motion a little bit. You move your toes a little bit. Move your hips a little bit. In other words, do something different than you're doing. Loosen up. That's the idea of loosen up. Loosen up. You're wanting to let it flow. Be easier. Be softer. Be quieter. Be slower. Be smoother. Be soother. In other words, isn't it a simple thing? In other words, there's something to do. There's something to do every single time. There's never a moment that you can't go more general. Do your praying from appreciation, not from need. Do your thinking from acknowledging the value, not from finding the problem. In other words, perpetuate the beneficial things that you want to perpetuate by looking at them. Get your momentum going. You are all standing in a place of much greater capacity for bliss and allowing this energy to flow than you were the day you were born, even though you were pure in your vibration the day you were born. Because life has caused you to ask. It's caused you to summon energy that now you want to allow to flow, you see. And you have the ability to do it. You have the tools. You know what to do. You know how to go general. You know how to make a list of positive aspects. You know how. You know what to do. It's just a matter of applying it, you see. Yes.